to my video today, episode 42. So today we're going to be doing the fourth video out of a 4-part series, Triple C and D. I hope that you managed to watch, the other 3 videos before today's. The first one was on confidence, the second one was on courage, and then the last one that I did was on consistency. So today we're going to be talking about D. Now D stands for discipline. And just before I start, I just want to say that discipline is actually related closely to one of the 3 C's. And I'll let you know just now which one it is. But just to get started, I wanted to say that discipline, what is it? Let's define it to start off with. So discipline is the quality of behaving or working or doing something in a controlled fashion or manner in such a way that you're able to obey, or adhere to standards or regulations or plans or something that is already set out. That's what discipline is. And then there's internal discipline and there's external discipline. So internal discipline is the same as self-discipline. And self-discipline is when you're the one who's in control. You decide that this is what I want to do and I'm going to do it and I'm going to stick to it. And then external discipline is more encouraged by other people, or even in some cases enforced. So I'll give you an example to distinguish the two. If someone has to get you up every morning and say, wake up at 6 o'clock, wake up at 6 o'clock, you will get up. But it's like, that is external discipline. So you can't go around saying, I'm so disciplined, I wake up at 6 every morning. You can't really say that because that would imply that it's self-discipline. But if you reach a stage where you can actually be the one getting up without being forced to, you get up every day at 6 o'clock, then you can say, that I'm self-disciplined. Now I just wanted to give you a bit of history too. When I was coming up with the series, I knew that there was a relationship between consistency and discipline. So that's the C that I was talking about that's related to today's episode, discipline. I knew that there was some sort of relationship between the two, but I knew that they're different. They're not the same thing. And I kept thinking, now, how am I going to explain clearly, what the relationship is, and then what each one is, and define them very, very clearly for everybody. So I did a bit of research, and I came across an article. It was entitled Discipline and Consistency, the Keys to Faster Running and Healthier Eating. I was so happy to see that article, and I think you'll see just now when I give you, share a little bit from that article, that it really does describe the difference between the two, and the relationship. Okay, so just before I share, what I learned from that article, I just wanted to say I find that sports and exercise, they're really excellent for grasping a lot of concepts in life, because when we look at sports and exercise, you can see that there needs to be training. You can see that somebody maybe they really have to work on themselves. They have to get up early. They have to have a strict diet. They started off running so many seconds. Now they're running in a shorter time, and you can see the progress, and it's very visual. And you can actually see that someone is actually becoming successful in this. It's a tangible thing, and it's very visual. And I find it's excellent imagery, and then you can use that to extrapolate and apply the same principles that you see in sports and exercise and a strict diet, in your own life, in whatever area you're really trying to, to succeed. And I really find sports and exercise are excellent for that. Now, what did I learn from this article? So she says that repeated discipline leads to consistency. So today you decide on a goal, you make a choice today that starts off with that. You decide to do something, tomorrow you do it again, decide to do it and you do it, you stick to it, you do it again, you do it again, and so forth. And as you continue to repeat that discipline, you become consistent. That is the relationship between the two. So the one leads to the other. And then besides leading it to the other, the discipline leading you to being consistent, it also keeps you there, because it means discipline, what it involves is also being able to overcome your emotions and overcoming obstacles as well. And for you to become consistent in something and not letting anything distract you from being disciplined and being consistent. That was the other thing that she said. So she said actually that the most disciplined runners that she's seen are the ones that are most consistent in their training. They're the ones who become successful. So that means if you're also disciplined in whatever area you need to be, if you continue to be disciplined in that area and consistent, that is what will make you successful, obviously. And then there was a few tips that she shared, on on becoming disciplined, the first tip was you need to be focused. So it starts off with deciding what you're going to do today, and you make sure that you achieve it. You just look at that and focus on that and make sure you achieve it. And then the second thing was positive self-talk. Now, positive self-talk is really just saying good things to yourself, encouraging yourself, and just turning a deaf ear to any voices of doubt. And then the third thing she says was getting rid of excuses. No excuses, don't make excuses. Now, if you think of those three, I don't know if you watched my first 3 videos, I actually mentioned, incidentally, these three things that help you to be disciplined, although I didn't put it like that, but I did mention them in some way. And then the fourth thing, which, I really liked this one, she said that you need to be able to reaffirm your actions. So you need like a calendar and you tick off what you've done, or maybe you share it on Instagram, or maybe you just, some people are not that public, they want to do things privately. There's no right or wrong, it just depends on your personality. Some will just note something in a journal. And she says that gives you something visual to look at, and you're unlikely to abscond or stop doing, what you're supposed to be doing, because you've got to tick something. And you can also look back and see your achievements. And I've seen people do that when I look at my status. Those who run, I'll be seeing this, trail that they will be showing that they ran from here to here, so many kilometers, burned so many calories. And then even for myself, at my local church, we have what they call the daily reading program. And each day it's got some suggested readings, and there's a little box on the left. So you just tick when you've read, for that day. And if you skip, just carry on. So when you look, you can actually see that, I've made progress, and tomorrow I want to make sure I tick my box. So she says it's something visual, and those are the things that help you, to become disciplined. So in my own words, after reading that article, I really feel that, just to sum it up, I can say that the engine to consistency is actually discipline. You need discipline to start off with, and that sort of jumpstarts you, and you keep doing it, and you become consistent. Now today I'm not going to share any new example from the Bible about discipline, because we did talk about Daniel last time, and we said that in Daniel 6, he talked about how he was consistent. He prayed 3 times a day. So that follows then, just applying what we're talking about today, that also, he must have been disciplined. He started off with making a decision that, right, this is what I want to do, and he did it every day. He was disciplined, and then, he became consistent. But what I particularly find inspiring about Daniel is that he wasn't just disciplined in one area of his life. He was disciplined in other areas. If you go back to Daniel chapter 1, you find that his eating habits were amazing. He ate mostly vegetables. He didn't, eat what everybody else was eating, this delicious and unhealthy and luxurious food. I think they said fit for a king. He didn't do that. He decided, I'm going to eat this. He was disciplined. He did it every day. And he became consistent in that. And if you read Daniel, you'll see that it paid off. He reaped the rewards for being strict with himself and adhering to it. And it was actually a lifestyle. I know people like to say Daniel's fast, but for him it was not a fast, because a fast has a beginning and an end. For him it was a lifestyle. That's what he used to do. That's who he was. So discipline, in the end, if you do it all the time and you're consistent, that's who you become. It's discipline becomes a lifestyle. It's not something you do once in a while. It's something that you do all the time. Let's be encouraged to look at different areas in our lives, and see where we need to up our game and be disciplined. I find Daniel inspiring because I think, I don't know about you, but for me, I found that it's sometimes it's challenging to be disciplined in everything. Sometimes you find you're very disciplined in certain things, and not so much in other things. There's different things to look at. You can be disciplined in praying and reading the word, and exercising, and maybe not so much in eating, and maybe not so much in what you're supposed to be studying every day or getting up a certain time. So we just, you need to reassess your own life and look and see that, okay, here I think I can be more disciplined. Here I'm doing quite okay. I'm sure everyone has different things that, they'll be doing better at than other things. So let's be encouraged to do that. So now, just to round off, I just want to connect the 4 videos and the 4 topics I was talking about, which assist in us being successful. They're not the only things, but they go a very long way in helping us to become everything that God wants us to become. So I started off talking about confidence. So that starts from inside. That starts with you on the inside. You decide to be confident. Once you've done that, then you've got to be courageous, and that's kind of like stepping out doing something about it. And whatever it is that you're going to do about it, maybe you can break it down into a goal, into plans, into steps, and then you start doing those things, doing them every day, or however often you're supposed to be doing them. If it's three times a day, if it's 3 times a week, whatever it is, keep doing them, and that's where the discipline comes in. Once you do that, you become consistent. It means you're doing it all the time, and those habits become who you are. It becomes a lifestyle, and that's what you need really to form those habits and that way of doing things to become successful, and in the end to accomplish your goals in life and your purpose at the end of the day. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed the series. Please do go back and watch the other 3 videos, and I'd love for you to comment and share your thoughts on this video and on the other videos. Bye for now, and I'll see you next time when we start on a new topic.